Hey, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ashleigh here, and today I'm going to be sharing a lot of different wreaths with you, and I hope you find some inspiration in ways that you can come up with different wreaths. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so for the first wreath I'm going to share, it was really easy to do. You're going to find throughout this video that I do like to do a lot of non-traditional wreaths. So for this wreath, this was like my first time doing like ribbon flowers. It's pretty fun, very easy. All you have to do is like literally keep gluing down your ribbon, whatever ribbon you're using, and like just twirl it, like spin it around, and you will just come up with some type of cool looking flower. So for this one, I just continued making several different flowers, different shapes and sizes, different colors, different textures, using different ribbon. And then after I got all of my flowers done, I just started to place them on top of this, I think this was a cutting board. I'm not sure, I thrifted it, but it looked like it could be some sort of cutting board. So I just added all the flowers there. I also did end up adding some more just little like faux roses at the top that weren't made of ribbon to give it a little bit more character and a little bit more texture. So after I added all of my flowers to the top, just covering up that ceramic part, the white part at the top, I just took this family metal word that you could definitely get from Hobby Lobby. They sell it all the time. Just get it when it's like 40% off. And I'm just attaching it with my hot glue. You can use E6000. And then I just added, like, I'm pretty sure I got these from not Walmart, but the Dollar Tree. I just added them to the top. I don't really know what they're called, but there's some type of floral flower. So yes, I just added it to the side, and that is it. That's all I did for this. Super easy. And if you don't want it to say family, you can literally put your family initials on there. You can get a wood cutout of your last name, whatever. It's just really cute on your door, and it's really simple to do. All right, this next one's super simple. I am using the willow wreath that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I think they still sell those. If they don't, they should, because they were nice. And then I'm just gathering up some of my flowers and my leaves and stuff like that I had to make like this cool spring wreath. So all I'm doing is I'm taking twine, literally twine, and wrapping this. So you don't have to use floral wire if you don't have it. You can use the twine, it'll work the same. And then I'm just attaching the flowers with my glue gun, and voila, I have this really cute spring hoop wreath. Loved it, love it. Okay, so this next one is gonna be a little small mini wreath. Again, I used a tin, I think this was like a tin can that I had thrifted, like one of those cookie cans, and I spray painted them, and then I'm adding the wooden balls to the bottom, and then that welcome came from the Dollar Tree. And so I'm just adding all of that in the center with my hot glue. Okay, so next, before I did that, I just took like a piece of burlap to bring out the welcome, and I'm just attaching it to the back, and then I'm just gonna like cut it down so that it looks nice, just so you can see the welcome, it pops more. So next I added this nautical rope. Again, you can get it from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just adding it to the top to give it a little bit more different textures going on. That's something I like to do. So I then, of course, added the welcome to the center of the top, and then I'm just gonna add some flowers and a little greenery. And then I took this basket that I had got, like one of the little Tabasco baskets. I got it from Target a long time ago, and I just added it, the tin top, to the center, and that was it. So I thought this one was super cute because it's like this little mini wreath, and you can put it anywhere. Like I just put it on this blanket ladder, but it's so cute, very easy to make, and it's a nice little spring wreath. Okay, so for this next spring-inspired wreath, we're just gonna be using that home sign that you can get from the Dollar Tree. This wood bead hoop that I got from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm just adding various flowers around this. And honestly, this one can kind of go into the summer too if you wanted to use it for that. But I'm just adding the flowers using my hot glue. And then I spray painted the home sign, this gold color, and then I'm just going to attach it using some fish, I think you call this stuff fish wire, I'm pretty sure, the clear fish wire, and I'm going to wrap it around the top so that the home can kind of like dangle in the center. So that's all I did for this one. As you can see, I also did just end up adding ribbon because it just looked better than just having that fish wire. But this was so easy to make, and you can hang it on your door and have it up for spring and summer. So this next wreath can definitely be a spring or summer wreath as well, but I just had this up for the summertime. But I thrifted this tobacco basket and I got a piece of plywood, and now I'm just gonna cut half of that plywood out and I'm gonna attach it to the front of this tobacco basket. So right now I'm just kind of tracing out where I need to cut with my jigsaw. Then I came out and I came out and I cut the little semicircle that I needed to attach to the front of the tobacco basket. I am sanding this to smooth it out, and then now I'm going to take this stencil. I got it from Michael's, and I'm just going to be taking some of the Dixie mud and I'm going to add that so I can create a raised stencil on the front part of this. So after I was finished with the stencil, all I did was I just took some wood glue and I attached this piece to the front and I let it dry. So I then took some of this rope and I'm just adding it to cover up the edge of the front. And then I'm going to start to add some pretty nice greenery in the inside, live greenery. But before I do that, I'm just adding this plastic bag and then I'm gonna put some soil in there. And I actually punched some holes too, so when I need to water them, I'll be able to, and the water can just drain out. Before I added my soil, I'm just spraying this with a top coat, and then I'm gonna start to add that soil in the bottom of this. I then started to add my plants in the inside, and I did put some of the plastic in the front so it won't get on my white stencil. And I'm just adding various ones to the inside. The last thing I did was I added the wood beads to the back so I'll be able to hang this on my door. And that was it. Very untraditional type of wreath that you can add to the door, and you can add flowers in this. You can add whatever you want. You can keep it throughout each season if you want, if you're like a boho type person or whatever, and you can just switch out the plants. But it's really cute to have on your front door. So speaking of boho, these next couple of wreaths are going to be kind of like a boho style, but you can do these same things using gold hoops in any of style that you want. So everything is going to be on one side of this hoop ring. So I started with some pampas, and then I started to add some of these other little florals that gave that boho vibe, just that dry style. So I had like some wheat and all that stuff to add to these the sides, and I'm just using the green floral wire to do that. I also took these flowers, which I thought were super cute and super cool, and I added them to the side just using my hot glue to hide the green floral wire. Then I took some twine and I just started to add my wood beads so I'll be able to hang this outside of my door. I attached it to the top, and then I created like a little loop so that I'll be able to add it to my door, and that is all I did. So it was a cute, simple wreath to make to add to the door, and you can have this up for fall because it really has a lot of those fall colors. I loved how this turned out, and it was so easy to do. So for this next wreath, I used poplar board, which is one of my favorite things to use because it's inexpensive and you can make so much stuff with it. So I'm just cutting out some angles, and I'm going to be creating a square. So once I got all those angles cut out and created my square, I then am just going to sand down just the edges to make them smooth. After that, I attached everything with my wood glue, and then once everything dried, I went out and I stained it with golden oak, which is one of my favorite stains. The next thing I did was I started to add greenery to the corners. So I did the bottom corner and the top corner. And I also got some dried leaves or whatever to add in there to give it that really fall feel. I also did add the pampas in here. So the pampas to me made this really feel very boho. And if you don't add pampas, this literally could just be like just a fall feel. So anyways, I then did add those same flowers on here. So I just added it to one side. All right, so then I just added like this sheet of metal. Like literally you can find these at Home Depot. They have like different kinds, but this one is my favorite design. So I'm just cutting it using my tin snips, and then I'm gonna add it to the back. I just added that using my hot glue gun, and then I started to work on the top part. So I'm just wrapping a piece of twine, and I'm gonna add some wood beads, and this is where I'm going to hang it on my door. right, and that is all I did to create this cool looking wreath. This one is like one of my favorites because it's just so unique and it looks so good on the outside of the door. All right, so if you like to decorate for Halloween, this is gonna be the one for you. This one is so easy to do. So again, I'm using another one of the wood bead hoops, and then I'm just taking some black florals, adding them to the side, and then I got this little hand from Michaels, and voila, I have a super cute, simple Halloween wreath. So this next wreath, I do not have footage of me making this wreath, but it was super simple. All I did was I just got the green wreath forms that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I just started to add all of the stuff that I had in my stash to create this fall wreath, because it was a fall wreath first. And then I changed it into Halloween very easily. All I had to do was get this trick-or-treat sign, which matched it perfectly, and I added it to the center. But as you can see, I used like the pumpkins, the little leather pumpkins they have this year, and some other little stuff that, like, I think that eucalyptus, not the eucalyptus, but yeah, that light eucalyptus is also from the Dollar Tree as well. But all the other ones are just things that I had in my stash. But this was super easy to do. I literally just used floral wire and I added everything on here. I did not glue anything, and then these little pumpkins have the clamps on them. But I really do like this wreath, and to make it Halloween, all I did was like I said, put the trick-or-treat sign in the center, and then I also added some black eucalyptus around there, and voila, one of my favorites as well. All right, this next one is really fun and easy as well. So I got a wreath from Home Depot, and I'm just taking off the red bow. And then I'm just gonna add some faux snow. So I'm just gonna spray that around this wreath to get it nice and flocked up. Okay, so if you also like your stuff really flocky, if you get really close after you've been doing this and you just like pack it on, it looks really, really good. And just go crazy with the can of spray. Okay, so now I'm taking eucalyptus. Oh gosh, it's my favorite thing. And so I'm just gonna start to add these in here, and I have like these little white berries. This is very neutral, no red at all. So I just started to add everything in, just gluing it in. Just placing it around. Then I also got some pine cones and I started to add that around as well using my hot glue. I then created a bow at the top using some burlap ribbon. So I just made 3 different size strips and I started to create my bow. I'm not the one to tell you how to make a bow, but if there are plenty of nice tutorials out there that will show you how to make a beautiful bow, and that's how I learned how to make this one. So I just wrapped those 2 that I folded in half to make the bow at the top, and then I'm just gonna take the tinsel and I'm gonna twist it around, and the back part is going to be like the part that you see at the bottom of the ribbon, and I am just cutting up to create that nice little V shape at the bottom. Now I'm just gonna take some more ribbon and I'm just going to hide the tinsel using that ribbon, so I'm just going to glue that in place of that part. So then I took some of the mini ornaments and I just started to glue those around to give this more of a holiday vibe. But you don't have to add these, and you can make this into like a winter thing. You can keep this up through the winter if you don't have that part. But anyways, now I just started to take some of the burlap and I'm just adding it in there so it'll look like it's like wrapped and entwined into the wreath. Next, I just added the lights. So these are battery operated lights, and so they're the ones with the battery pack, so you can like time it and all that stuff. And then I just added joyful in the center of this. This is just a piece that I spray painted gold, and that was all I did. And I just love how this wreath turned out. It was super cute and it looked so good on our door during the holiday. Okay, so this next one is super cool. I liked it. There's so many different ways you can do this. So I'm using, again, of course you guys know, poplar board, and I'm creating a snowflake. So I'm also using shims, and I cut those and I cut them at an angle so that I can make the snowflake effect, and I glued everything together. Then I drew out my design, and then I used my Dremel to help me carve everything out, painted it, and that was it. Super cute on the door for the winter time. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and got some ideas on some different wreaths that you can make, your non-traditional like looking wreaths. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below to let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.